I thought we got that. Yes.
All right, this time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring this meeting back from recess a little later than I said. I apologize for that. Let the record reflect, it is 39. It is 9:39 a.m. We're still on the 7th day of September 2021. This is a continuation of the meeting that began at 8:30 this morning. And we had to stop to do some corrections on the budget we're about to adopt. Most importantly, though, clarification purposes on this, there was additional funding that came in at the end of last week from FEMA, finally paid off what they owe precinct 1. So we want to make sure we got those monies budgeted. So those have been put in the beginning balances to reflect that being part of this next year. And also it has been accordingly deposited in construction materials and capital outlay, and then adjusted the beginning balance for road and bridge too. As everybody knows or has heard me say in the past, these beginning balances on your road and bridge is kind of a guess that we kind of fine tune going forward. You know, when I first stab at this is all the way back in May or June, and that's, hey, how much are we going to spend in the last 5 months of the year? Well, when we come down to the end of the days, that's it. So these are now our correct beginning balances. The other things that I changed while we were talking about it, about to go to that point, is that in the general road and bridge budgets where we pay for 911, we've had a line for many years called 911 sign maintenance, knowing that I guess I failed to realize some of this. I knew some things came out of it, but not how much. And better to be a little more transparent on that. What we've done is that 911 sign maintenance and now 911 supplies. We've been taking the office supplies for that office out of that sign maintenance budget, and I don't think that strictly complies with our policies on transparency. So we added a supply line in there of $1,500 to, for office supplies to show that. And the other change we made is not monetary; it's simply labeling on that as well. And that is 911 has a repair line item for their vehicle because they have to drive all over the county. And we just put behind that repairs 911 to label it clearer. I think going forward next year, not now, but next year, we're going to look to possibly move that to its own worksheet, separated out. It's just a matter of doing the calculations involved regarding the income coming in and going out. So those are the major things that we're seeing there today. That's where we're at. That is your budget, gentlemen, your questions.
What is the ending balance and general revenue now?
The ending balance of general road and bridge is 21370.
I mean, is that with their changes?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, no, you need to take $1,500 off of that. So because I read off the sheet you gave me, this sheet doesn't take an effect. So with those changes, $1,500 off of 21,370, 19, and Justin's mind was working about right there.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Guys, questions? Everybody about budgeted out at this point?
All we can get. Need a motion approved.
Yes, sir.
I make a motion approved.
Second. There's a motion and a second to approve the budget as presented. We have the document in electronic form that we will, after we take our record vote on it, we will have to generate one piece of paper that shows how we voted on the tax rate. We'll attach that to the front and give each one of you a copy of it. So there is a motion and a second to approve the budget before us. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. It's going to be a record vote. So we'll vote one at a time. County Judge Justin Lewis, I vote in the affirmative. Commissioner Montgomery.
Aye. In the affirmative.
Commissioner Crumpton.
Aye.
Commissioner Hawkins. And Commissioner Lake. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Next, since we've adopted the budget, the proper way to do it is next to adopt our tax rate. As you will see, our proposed tax rate for the general fund for this next fiscal year is the no new revenue rate, which actually lowers the rate that we are collecting from the public. It's at 0.420202. And then the FM lateral rate, which again can only be used for road and bridge construction materials and equipment, is at 0.07704. That brings a combined total of 0.497242, which is almost a 2-cent drop in the tax rate from the year previous. That is the proposed tax rate at this time. So There's a motion and a second to approve the tax rate. Again, is there any discussion amongst the court regarding the tax rate? We've talked about this to death. I just gave everybody a chance for any last minute stuff. I don't want anybody at home think we haven't said a word. Believe me, there's been plenty if you've been following along. So at this time, then I will call a record vote. Again, I, as Judge Lewis, will vote aye in the affirmative. Commissioner Montgomery.
Aye.
Commissioner Crumpton.
Aye.
Commissioner Hawkins. And Commissioner Lake. Thank you, gentlemen. The motion will pass unanimously. So we have a budget and tax rate. Susan, number one, thank you so very much for all your help with this. If without Susan, this is not possible, quite frankly. She goes over and above. Thank you, Rhonda, for your contributions. To each and every elected office holder, official that came in and talked to me, added to the conversation, found my mistakes. I appreciate every last one of you. We have gone over this budget with a fine tooth comb, and this is the one where there's not going to be a single typographical error in this one. This will be the one, right, Susan? So to everybody that made this possible, again, thank you. I know it's a difficult process. I know there's always more requests than there is income to defend those, but I want to say this about every single elected official, appointed official I've dealt with. Everybody has laid their requests out, and whether they got it or not, everybody has been respectful, professional, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. It makes it so much easier to go through the rest of the year when we're not holding grudges from this point forward. So thank you all very much for everything you do for Hill County, for the taxpayer. So with that being said, we have now taken care of the business of the day. We will have Commissioners Court and another regular meeting on the 14th. Then after that, it is my game plan, if at all possible, to hold just twice monthly hearings in the month of October. God willing, and the creek won't rise. So
Make a motion to adjourn.
motion, second, we stand adjourned. Thank you.